Connor, how come I've never met you before?
I do Champions Tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See you in
I'll roll whenever you're ready.
14 years.
I got Peter here.
Hopefully I'll still be alive. God, look at this assembly of... Wow, this is great.
We'll start by asking about how you played today. It was good, huh?
Thank you. Yeah. Was that a question?
Yes.
Yeah, I played great today. It was really nice. I've been working hard on my game. It's doesn't always show, but I have been working really hard. And in the last several weeks, I took the week. I say I took the week off. I didn't get into the event at Riviera, so I had the week off that week, and really worked on trying to just get my long clubs going a little straighter. And I've felt great about the way I played at the Cognizant. And then this week has been a continuation of that. I've really felt fairly in control. I mean, I didn't drive it great yesterday, but I mean, this golf course will make you look silly if you drive it just a little bit offline. I still felt really competent. And so today I played what I felt like was sort of a continuation of how I've been playing, and just hold the birdie putts, and it was really fun.
Thing was going in on 17.
I mean, I was Larry Birding it. I had my finger in the air walking off the tee. That was where it landed. I thought it had a really. I mean, obviously the hole is small, and we were 120 something yards away, so it's it's never supposed to go in. It's always kind of lucky if it does. But where that ball landed, I thought it had a really good chance to go in.
You must have been furious.
When it didn't go in?
No.
I can't catch a break, Doug. I haven't been able to in a while either. Okay, great. Played good. Thank you all.
Can you comment on the reports of a meeting Monday somewhere around here?
I don't even think our membership knows anything about a meeting on Monday yet. I don't know the details of it. I think when I do know details, I'd rather tell our membership first. But I honestly, I think at this point I probably should have more details, because, yeah, there may be a meeting. But I don't even know. I don't know where it is or how I'm getting there. And I'd like to know that information, and I'd like to then tell the membership about it before I talk about it.
Are you
talk about where you personally stand with the Saudis? I mean, do you feel like something needs to happen?
I mean, I think something needs to happen for our sport. I'd love to see a unified game where we can. It doesn't mean that. I want there to be different tours where guys can play. I want that, but I want to see a unified game where when we have events like the Players Championship, that we have all the best players in the world, and we're proud to call them PGA Tour members. That's what I want. I don't know how we get there, but that's what I want.
Are you a little surprised? I mean, a couple of us talked to Webb about this last week. He said, yeah, I've never met anybody from the Public Investment Fund. Never spoke to them. I'm not talking Yasser, but
yeah.
Even at their lower levels.
No.
Do you not need to know what they want?
Well, that is why our commissioner has been saying for months that the next step is to have Yasser meet with players of the PGA Tour. He's been saying that for months, and there's been obviously all sorts of challenges to making that happen. But no, of course, that's essential. I mean, that's absolutely essential, because at its core, players have no business running the PGA Tour, but this is a member. This is a members organization. We should have input in the direction it goes, and for something, some of these monumental changes that are bound to happen as we stand up this for-profit company and take on investment, whether it's from the private sector here or the whatever it is. Players should have involvement and knowledge of that, and even input. Players do not need to be running this organization, but we certainly should be a part of decisions like that. And I think I must say, I think we've almost swung the pendulum too far in the other direction now after what happened on June 6th, where players and the whole organization were left in the dark. The pendulum has swung too far to where players are probably feeling like they have more input than we should. And so I think as it comes back to sort of neutral, I think we're going to land in a really sweet spot where we have the leadership of the tour doing what they should, which they are, and we have a lot of transparency where the players know what's going on and are able to give their input.
Is there any resistance to working with the Public Investment Fund amongst you guys or players, or to a large degree? Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously something like we've got to understand that better as a membership. Like, what is our stance? Like, personally, I mean, at first, for me, like the announcement of June 6th, I felt massive resistance to that personally. As I've learned more, I think I understand better, and I'm very open-minded to learning what involvement they want, what they want out of this, and how they think they can help. I'm very open-minded to that now. But yeah, there's, on the surface, I think there are players who have resistance to that relationship, for sure. And so that's why I do think it's important that maybe our next step is to meet at some point.
With your membership, how much of an issue is guys coming back?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously, that might be the thing that's most top of mind for people. And you'd find opinions that run the gamut, from guys who just have a line in the sand that say never, and then guys who say, obviously, I think Rory's been pretty outspoken that he wants to see the best players playing on the PGA Tour. And so we're going to have to net out somewhere in the middle. I think the easiest, most likely route we go when we do find a way for guys to come back is just, guys aren't coming back to the PGA Tour with membership on the PGA Tour. They're coming back to the PGA Tour as guys are going to have to earn their way back here. And, I think there's certain benefits that we've been able to establish and put in place, which will be, really, really good for the PGA Tour and its membership and our fans too. This player equity plan, I don't understand it. It's a little bit above my head, but I certainly know enough to say that I really do support it. It's going to make players owners of the tour, and guys who violated our policies aren't ever going to be eligible for that. And that's a big deal. Like, that's a big, big deal. So I think if we do find a pathway for guys to come back, there will certainly be safeguards in place to protect the members of the tour who stayed here.
What do you see? Oh, go ahead, Mark. Nope.
Does withholding equity supersede suspensions and fines in your mind?
We have to work through all that, and I don't know. I'm definitely of the mind that some way, shape, or form, we need to give our fans a product where when we have events like this at the best venues with the best everything, we have the best players in the world playing. We need to find a way to give that to our fans, because that's what they deserve for being loyal to us. And that's, as a player, I know, I don't know if you guys pay any attention. I'm sure you do, because you're great. But I don't even want to play on the Korn Ferry Tour right now because the players are so good. It's not like I need better players to come play against. But, whoever wins this golf tournament is going to have achieved the most incredible accomplishment, to win on this golf course against this field. But it'd be even better if we had Jon Rahm here. Just say it. It'd be even better. It'd be an even better win. And so that's something that we as a membership and as leaders of the membership, we need to figure that out. How do we make this happen for people to come back and do it in a way that has some semblance of fairness, some semblance of just how do we do it in a way that can at least somewhat pass the sniff test and get us to a place where when we have championships like this, we have a group of the best players. That we already have a group of the best players in the world. How do we get to where we have all the best players in the world here?
Do you see, Peter, pathway or how you integrate team golf? What do you see as the bigger obstacle, I guess? Yeah,
that was so. That's something that I need to understand better. What what Yasser is really trying to accomplish here. Because if we look at obviously the greatest team event in golf right now is the Ryder Cup, and it's incredible. But what this sort of I don't know, Liv, what they're doing, but it seems like a very forced team model to me. When at the end of the day, are there any fans that care which team won the tournament? And I don't know. I don't know what fans of Liv want or care about. But are there any fans that care who won? That seems so contrived to me. And so I feel like we could also create some contrived team golf something somewhere outside of the FedEx Cup season. But what does he really want is a question that I want to understand better, because I don't think it's some contrived fake, add up random guys' scores and call them a team. I don't think that's it. I think what he means is more stuff like the Ryder Cup. I would guess, but I have no clue because I haven't talked to him. So that's I don't see a way that we incorporate team golf into the FedEx Cup schedule. I just don't. I personally don't want that, but I can always have my mind changed if I see a great idea. But personally, I don't want that, and I don't see a way that we do that we integrate team golf within the FedEx Cup schedule. We're going to have some time to play with in the fall, I think. We're going to have some options, but I just don't know.
So to clarify, you are not a big cliques guy.
I'm sorry?
I think their business model, though, is they see those teams as franchises that could be sold. And so, like, that's a potential revenue source, in terms, if you were to go down this road.
Like, you got the Washington Commanders and the Pittsburgh Steelers and and you're going to have a...
I listen, I'm just the messenger.
No, I have no idea.
But that was their business plan.
Interesting.
Like the captains have.
Is that you guys must love me because I sit up here and ask questions and don't shut up. I should probably just leave. But is that what we're doing with this TGL thing? Like the TGL, the teams of that are like owned by owners. The only reason I even know that is because I saw the Atlanta thing. There's a team in Atlanta and it's like owned by the same guy that owns the Falcons, who's now come onto the PGA Tour Enterprises board. And it sounds really exciting, but I had no idea that's what TGL is. So there you go. There's some team golf. We'll whack it inside a dome or whatever they're doing. And
Peter, something you said earlier made me wonder. Do guys care more about, as a membership? Generally speaking, do you think they care more about the tour now than they did 3 years ago? So why?
I think because I think 3 years ago guys didn't. It's like. Isn't there some, I'm going to butcher this, but isn't there some story or some question a philosophical question, does a fish know it's in water? Did tour members 3 years ago know they were members of a tour? Probably not. I mean, they were probably just and you also have to keep in mind that 80% of the PGA Tour members, it's easy to get them riled up because we all have, we all think we're great, we all have egos, we all care about this stuff. But 80% of the PGA Tour members literally just want to show up and have a purse and know if they play well and make the cut, they're going to get a check. And they think that's amazing because this was their dream job. They're like me. And, they never dreamed that they would have control or a voice or a stake in their tour. They never mattered 3 years ago because they trusted that the tour was run the way they wanted it to be. It worked for them. They showed up. They made prize money. It's exactly how I am. And I think now we realize, oh my gosh, there's things that we have to figure out to make sure we're the best golf tour in the world, whereas before it was just taken for granted that we were. And when we were, does that mean that players weren't getting the best of everything? I never thought so. I always felt like we were. But maybe it took a competitor for this, and now guys realize, hey, I want to help mold this PGA Tour, and I want to make it into the best product for our fans, for our members, for everyone. And I think right now that's caused a little confusion because we've got player voices really strong. We've got, leadership's in a little bit of a pickle because they messed up June 6th so badly. And we really need to get back to a place where it's hey, our commissioner, who is a strong, good commissioner, is leading the tour with input from players. And I think we're in a place right now where players are going to give more input than they've ever given before. But I think that will be really constructive. It's just a little messy right now.
And last thing for me, 23 was always described as somewhat as a bridge year when things were kind of being sorted out. Is 24 the same? Do you see this as a bridge, or do you see this as more of a solid blueprint going forward?
I think we're closer to the model going forward now. But I don't think this is it. I don't think we're set in stone with 8 signature events, no cut, small fields. I think we just have to see how it's all working. 23 was definitely a bridge because we knew 23 wasn't going to be what 24 was. I don't think we know yet. I think 25 will look similar to 24 just because a lot of commitments we have to make are made. But I do think, I don't want to call it a bridge year. This is our product, but our product is in a state of evolution right now.
That makes a lot of sense.
Peter, can I just ask one more, please? I know this can happen with full field events where you can run out of daylight, but there was a few players that were didn't finish their first rounds and second rounds. I think the second round was played for another 12 minutes this morning, then it finished. Is that something that can Is that like an issue? Should that be happening, where players sort of are still left to come out for another 10 minutes?
It's interesting. Like, play on the PGA Tour takes way too long, yes. But when you put us on a golf course like this, where any little minute error causes you to be in a spot where you've got to do some serious thinking, like, we need to play faster on the PGA Tour. We should be getting done when we have perfect weather in a 144-man field this time of year. We should be getting done. But there's a balance to be struck. We want hard golf courses that challenge the best players in the world. And when you do that, you create situations where you end up with a guy like, a 10-minute argument over where Rory should drop on the 7th hole. Like, those are all fast players in that group now. But, yeah, I hate that it takes so long to play on the PGA Tour. I wish as PGA Tour players we all played faster. But I also want to keep playing golf courses like this, and I want them to be as challenging as they can be. So is it a problem? Maybe, but I'd rather take this golf course than make the golf courses easier to fix it.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you all.